Hey, I know you are considering working in the Gulf country. I've made so many videos about the Gulf country, most especially Saudi Arabia, where I'm working. Now, before you accept any job offer or any form of job in this country, watch this video. I will walk you through 10 most important things you need to consider or look out or check out before signing any form of job or accepting anything at all. I've made so many videos about the processes of getting some jobs, how to maneuver some things and get some jobs, how to get your licensure and all those kind of things. I do these things not because I enjoy camera. If you've watched my beginning videos 6 months ago, you will see that I'm very camera shy, but I had to force myself to do this because I love sharing information. Most people that have contacted me privately can attest that I am one person that will always respond to you and give you all the necessary information you need as long as I have it. I do not hoard information when I have it. Before I came to this country, I went through a lot of processes by myself, and I looked for some of this information online on YouTube. I did not see any, and it made me to go through rigorous processes to make sure I get some things. Since then, I do not want people to do that because I discovered that these things are actually simple, but when you do not have knowledge or experience about this, it might be so difficult for you, and some people can make some kind of mistake because of this. I made this video to save some people from being swindled or from having a miserable experience in the Gulf. I've got so many reports about people having some kind of bad experiences and some people that also have some wonderful experiences. Currently, I am having a good experience. Not everybody was lucky like I am now. Some were not lucky to land themselves in some places they will enjoy staying. So because of this, I want to make this video to educate people about 10 most important things they must know before accepting any job or signing any form of contract. Let's dive into the video. First, before you sign any job, make sure you get a job offer or employment letter. First thing first, it must be in a written form. Do not accept any verbal contracts or any verbal work. Make sure your contract is in a written form before you accept it. And the contract must contain your job title, salary, your work days, and your leave. Most importantly, it must have a term. That means it must have a duration. How many years or months you are meant to stay on that contract. So ensure these things are boldly written in contracts before you go ahead. No letter, no deal. The second thing is your salary breakdown. Don't just look at the total package. Ask them questions about the breakdown of your salary. Is housing, food, transportation included in the salary? Are you going to be paid overtime, or will you just work any hour, any day? This form of questions will help you to understand what your salary actually is. Seeing a big salary and some things we are not being taken care of, it can be deceptive. So you need to ask these critical questions to actually calculate your real income. The third thing is for you to confirm your visa and work permit. Who is sponsoring your visa and who is sponsoring your work permit? Are you the one to do that, or are they the ones to do that? You need to confirm who will sponsor your work permit, because whenever you are entering into these countries, you have to be relaxed. They can't bring you in on a visit visa and leave you to be struggling with the authorities or how to reside permanently and comfortably without any pressure. So make sure you determine who will sponsor your visa and work permit, and not just giving you a job and leaving you stranded. Your work permit is your legal identity in the Gulf, and you must have it as a worker. The fourth thing you have to consider is your accommodation. Ask where you will stay. Will they provide you with accommodation? If yes, is it a shared accommodation or a private accommodation? Because nothing can ruin your experience like poor living condition. Ascertain the kind of place you'll be staying, and also know who will be in charge of you staying there. No matter the kind of salary you will earn, poor living condition can ruin your experience. The fifth thing we'll be looking at is medical insurance. You should be provided with a medical insurance. At least let it give you a basic coverage. You need to ask about that and demand it. Most of these things is your right. Whenever they are bringing you from overseas, it's your right to demand this. Know your rights and stay safe. Medical treatment can be very expensive in the Gulf. The sixth thing you have to consider is your working hours and your off day. You need to know how many hours you must be working and the days you need to take off before you give in to any contract. Also ensure if you work beyond the hours you are meant to work, will there be an overtime pay? So you need to consider this and ask this question and make sure your right is being given to you. I've heard about situations where some company will stretch the work hour of their employees for up to 12 to 14 hours, which is terrible. And the pay is very poor, especially those of low skill. Know your rights and know what the law allows. This is the reason why I am making this video. This point is job location. Before you accept any job offer, make sure you also look at the job location and understand whether this job is in the city or in a suburb. It doesn't matter whether it's in a city or suburb, but also understand the area and what the area is all about. If it's in the city, okay, let's say we have access to transportation, housing, and other facilities. If it's in a suburb, what kind of suburb? Is it a semi-urban area or in a desert where you cannot access basic needs, transportation, food, network from phone signals, and all those things? You need to confirm the location of your job. It might not mean anything, but knowing this ahead of time can prepare your mind towards what you're expecting to see when you arrive. The next point, which is number 8, is company's reputation. Before you say yes, and before you move out of your comfort or your country, always research about the company employing you. It's a company that have an online presence, good. Research to know if there is any negative thing about them. Do they have this reputation? How do they treat their employees? So if you cannot get proper information about this company, you can use other points I am making in this video to clarify your fears. A good salary is meaningless if the employer has a bad reputation. The reputation of where you are going to matters a lot, because that salary can be meaningless to you or can be nothing compared to your freedom or the stress you will get if you do not make right choice. The next point, which is number 9, is recruitment charges. Never pay huge amounts of shady agent fees. In fact, from what the law allows, the company that wants to employ you actually pays the agents that are recruiting you. But because of accessibility, some of these agents also ask for extra money from the employee, which I don't have any grudges about. Some of them we are not paid by the employer, so they make the deal to make money from it, which is also their own business, which is good if the job is real and good. I've discovered over the years that most of the fake jobs actually ask the highest amount of agent fee. When the amount becomes ridiculous, it is a red flag for meeting fake or scammers. For instance, a real job might ask you $1,000 agent fee, while the scam ones will ask you to pay about 3,000 USD. Can you see the huge difference? Most times, the real ones do not collect huge and exorbitant amounts compared to what the fake asks for. You have to be careful and stay vigilant. High agent fees are a red flag for scams and illegal setups. Be careful. The last point I will make in this video is you have to know your end of year benefits. Your contract must specify your benefits at the end of the service. That is, if you end your contract or if you complete your contract term, are you entitled to gratuity? or end of year benefits? Are they going to pay for your vacations? Are they going to give you your entitlements? What are these entitlements? These are the questions you need to know, and these are the things that needs to be clearly stated in your contract. End of year benefits is a legal right in many of the Gulf countries, only if it is mentioned in your contract. So you must demand it. It is what the law allows. Make sure that it is clearly stated in your contract. Getting a job in the Gulf country or abroad can change your life, only if you do it right. And this is why I made this video, so that you will get it right and do it right. Share this video to someone planning to come to the Gulf country to work. Drop questions concerning this video or any other questions you want to ask me concerning my previous videos. I do not just make videos because I want to create content. I make videos to educate you and help you to stay safe and protect you from scams and protect your future also. At the end of this video, I shared a link of a video I made on how I escaped a job scam in the Middle East. Click and watch it. You will learn some basic things and the tricks they use to swindle or scam people. So anything too good to be true, make sure you always do your personal research. Use these points that I made in this video, apply it to any job offer you get from this place, because these are the things stipulated in their law, so you need to know it and you need to know your rights. If you have bad experience, it cannot be replaced by a good salary. Do not let yourself enter into a bad experience before you will gain experience. Sometimes you need to make proper research and ask proper questions before you keep going. This is how people enter into some kind of terrible contract, and some people get wonderful contracts. The Gulf is a wonderful place to work and gain experience, but you have to make good choices and meet great people and great companies for you to be able to enjoy yourself here. I hope you love this video. Hit the subscribe button. I'll bring more videos to help you navigate through these things people face in this area of the world and all around the world. Stay safe.